Hey, water boy! Check this out.
All right, guys, this is another one of those episodes where you kind of chime in and I think give us all a better understanding of how you understand the water to be in Planet Zoo. It's kind of watching some videos and listening back to some people that have actually been to Frontier maybe about a month ago or so and have actually, I think, have a little more knowledge than just the general public, have seemed to alluded to the water is volumetric. I've been kind of understanding it as almost like a mixture between Planet Coaster water and city skylines, and I think that could be a good thing because I wouldn't want it to be completely city skylines like dynamic water, mainly because I wouldn't want my entire zoo to flood when I'm just trying to maybe make a little tiger pond or maybe I'm not playing city skylines right, but I can definitely say city skylines water can be very, very aggravating, turn off the game aggravating. But and what I'm saying too on the flip side is Planet Coaster water is so lifeless and jello-like that I don't think that is a good fit either. We've gotten a couple little examples like the splashing that the bear does in the E3 video, the E3 trailer where we actually finally get to see an animal swimming in the water. But that is pretty much the extent of what I know. The articles and all that don't really touch on the water too much. I know we had a big splash, no pun intended, when the underwater viewing areas were confirmed, but still not a lot of info about that. Really no infos or hints about waterfalls either, for that matter. And David Crossland, I believe, for Frontier, absolutely magnificent VFX artist, did a wonderful job, him and his team, with creating the waterfalls for Planet Coaster. But I'm thinking with Planet Zoo, I'm hoping for just a little bit more. I don't really want to rely on fake VFX waterfalls. I think it'd be really cool is if the animals could interact with it, or if we're talking, if they're going a little more dynamic with it, if you have a set of water that's high and set of water down low, that will be able to create waterfalls, and the water will be able to bounce off the rocks. And if you want to make a long kind of mountain stream that comes down to the grizzly bear pond, I think that would be really cool. I think I'm overstepping a little bit here, as far as my speculation goes on that. I just don't want to get my hopes up and get your all's hopes up for free flowing, free-forming river water. I just don't want to get too hyped for that when we've seen no indication of that coming. And like I said, we can start this off with you guys. This whole thing, we can kind of just continue this down below with things that you've read, or you might have been in certain Discord groups. You might have seen something on Reddit that you can maybe enlighten us a little more on this. But as far as the water goes, I have not heard a lot of feedback on it. I tease a lot on Twitter on different enclosures and stuff I'd like to see. What I'm talking about is maybe smaller enclosures, but river otters, beavers, stuff like that. I just every time I post one of those pictures, though, everybody, really would be hyped if we would get that. But there tends to be a lot of people with the opinion of, dude, that ain't gonna happen. This water stuff is not gonna be that small. We're talking if you're gonna build a glass wall, it's gonna be kind of like we've seen in the hippo enclosure. You'll have a couple pieces, the water will stop up against the glass, and that'll be it. But you know me, I am an optimist. I think that is what normal thinking people will do with it. You know me, I am not normal thinking. I will try to build the Georgia aquarium probably the first day I have my hands on the beta. But you know what I'm saying. I am a push the boundaries type player. it brings me brings another level of enjoyment and entertainment to me to try things in the game that people aren't trying. And I think it's going to be really, really fun. I think I am going to be experimenting a lot. I'm not saying like on the first day I want to try to build an aquarium, but you can believe wherever I'm sitting on that first day and playing this, I am going to be seeing what the limitations are of the glass. Are we going to be able to essentially make tunnels? And what I mean by that is like, okay, you've got one glass piece on the left, one glass piece on the right, and a glass roof piece. If I duplicate that and kind of send it out maybe 8 meters in front of me, and then we put water all around it, are the people going to be able to walk out to the end of that where it's all boxed off and and be able to see in the water? Or is it not really going to work like that? If we make a glass box, we'll say that, just a square, so you'd have the bottom piece, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 at the top. Could we essentially put that glass piece underwater, then take the camera down into that box and it not be in the water? Like that will be I think that will be the day one test. Can the engine, will the glass pieces essentially stop that water from just totally cutting through and engulfing the little underwater room essentially we build? And that's kind of what I'm wondering too about the whole water situation. And like we've mentioned before, kind of just, let us know down below. Am I terribly reaching on this, or do you think there's something to that? Like, we already know that certain glass wall pieces, obviously the hippo enclosure will stop the water. So we know that water's deep. We know in the screenshots it comes halfway up to the glass. And that's what I've been saying. What stops us? Like, how is the engine going to differentiate from, no, he can't do that, but this is okay. If he just puts one little straight wall piece, we'll let the water stop there. That's not how I think this is going to work, guys. That's why I'm optimistically excited about this prospect of stopping the water. And so, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm really interested about the waterfalls. You guys know, if you've been around, even from my Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 days, waterfalls have always been a big thing. And just the general volume of what we're going to be able to do. How deep are we going to be able to make the water? Just like general limitations and enclosure design. Is the water going, and you'll see in some of these, you've probably seen in some of the examples I've seen here, whether real life or concept art, is the water going to be able to completely go over the path? I mean, and that just opens up a whole Pandora's box of, aquatic mammals to come, or, even if we don't get them in the base game, some type of, marine DLC. I think, like I said, from pretty much, maybe not in the beta, but starting November 5th from day one, once we start experimenting with this water and stuff, we will know. So, that's kind of where we'll end it here. I know the Planet Zoo news has been a little slow lately. They put out a really cool screenshot today of a little a little court area with a really cool glass overlook. So go check that out on Twitter if you haven't got a chance to see that yet. But the news in July has kind of died. I was like, man, don't get me wrong, the Zoopedia stuff is really, really interesting. But every time one of those comes out, I'm like, okay, we're like answering questions of animals you've shown us a month ago. I mean, I'm not trying to be stingy, but I'm like, let's get some new animal reveals going. I'm kind of ready for something new now. But like I said, at least we did get a brand new screenshot today. So, but like I said, it's kind of went back to quietness, deadness. I don't know. We'll just kind of have Kind of have to just see. We know that Gamescom, they're going to be streamers and content creators actually on the floor with hands-on the game. And like Bo even tweeted out a couple days ago that she still has a couple slots left. So if any of you nerds are going to be in Germany, definitely get out there and play it, because if I was that close to them and she's like saying, hey, we don't have all the spots filled yet, what are you all doing with your lives? Get with her and get over there and get your hands on the game and let us know what you think about it. But anyways, so yeah, hopefully within the next couple weeks, kind of leading up to Gamescom, we'll start getting more animal reveals. Maybe they'll jump back in another biome. I know we've been kind of seeing the savanna, the African biome a lot lately since E3. Maybe they'll kind of jump into one of the, I'd like to see a more jungle type biome, jungle type area. And then, of course, like we said, more animal reveals. But anyways, guys, yeah, like I said, we will continue this down below. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to have all kinds of different opinions on the water situation. And yeah, just let us know, and we will clap back and see if you are making sense down there. So anyways, guys, I'm Dan Wolf. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me. Oh, and also one more thing. We have got to do our Ghostbuster DLC giveaway. Drew started a new job, and we have just both been kind of really crazy busy lately. My upstairs is a complete war zone right now with floors gone, and I'm like the whole kitchen is just like plywood floors, and it's just been a bit of a disaster over these last couple weeks, but that is such life. And so we will get on that, and we will pick that random winner and reach out to you and get you that copy of I know the DLC's been out for like 8 years now, and some of you guys may have forgotten about that, but we have not forgotten about the DLC. And big thank you to Wow Man again for winning that and then giving it away to us to give away to one of you guys, because he actually already owned it. So big shout out to Wow Man for that. And yeah, like I said, just let me know if you have any questions down below, and I guess I will catch you guys next time. Yeah. Thank you. See you guys.